Swing parties. Would you enter this world? There is a type of party that you will probably never see advertised on social media. No public invite, no photos on Instagram, no who's coming post, and yet they happen every week. In mansions, private clubs, boutique hotels, in Paris, in New York, in São Paulo, maybe in your city.
Tell me something, girl. Are you holding on?
They are parties where adults decide consensually to do something radical, break the oldest rules that society ever invented for love. I'm talking about swing, partner swapping. And look, before you close this video thinking this isn't for you, I need to tell you something. It doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative. It doesn't matter if you'd go for it or would never even consider it. This subject is going to make you think about relationships, about freedom, about what we really want in a way that no motivational talk will ever give you. So stay here, because today I'm going to take you virtually to the 10 most famous swing parties in the world. From the most discreet to the most daring, from the most elegant to the most, let's say, unfiltered. And at the very end, I'm going to ask you a question that might change the way you see your own limits. Shall we? Party number 1, Hedonism 2, Resort Negril, Jamaica. Imagine that you wake up in the morning, look to the side, and from your hotel room you see the Caribbean Sea. Blue-green water, warm breeze. The sound of reggae coming from somewhere in the background looks like a normal resort. It's not. Welcome to Hedonism 2. This place has existed since 1976. 50 years. Older than the internet. Older than the VCR. And still packed every season. The resort is divided into 2 wings. The prude wing, their word, not mine, and the nude wing. That's right. One part is for those who just want to relax, and the other is for those who want to relax without any clothes at all. And the parties at night? Themed, masquerade, tropical, with open bars, heated pools, and one golden rule. What happens at hedonism stays at hedonism. What's fascinating here isn't just the permissiveness, it's the normalcy. Middle-aged people, couples in their 30s, 40s, 50s, doctors, teachers, lawyers, who in everyday life wear suits, and here are dancing in a pool at 2 in the morning as if the world were going to end tomorrow. Hedonism, too, is proof that swing is not about madness. It's about choice. And the choices you make far from your neighbors say a lot about who you really are. Party number 2, Club Libertine, London, England. If hedonism is the resort, Libertine is the private club you would need a personal recommendation to get into. London, the city that invented the suit, etiquette, the stiff upper lip, and also Club Libertine. Founded in the 90s, it operates at different addresses over the years, always reserved, always discreet. The facade, it could be a law firm, but inside, 2 floors, themed rooms, dramatically low lighting, ambient music that mixes soft electronic with classic jazz. The dress code is strict, no sneakers, no ripped jeans. The women arrive impeccable, the men in suits or dress shirts. And you know what's most curious? The atmosphere has an elegant tension. No one is in a hurry. No one is desperate. The conversations happen as if you were at a gala cocktail party. Because for these people, glamour is part of the game. Libertine teaches you that there's an enormous difference between vulgar and daring, between wild and free, and that difference fits perfectly in a well-tailored jacket. Party number 3, Les Chandelles, Paris, France, Paris, City of Lights. Of wine, of love letters never sent, and of a club that has existed since 1972 and is considered by many to be the most elegant swing club in the world, Les Chandelles, which translated means, simply, the candles. It operates in a multi-floor mansion in the heart of Paris decor that mixes burgundy velvet, golden mirrors, and that lighting that makes any person look good in a period film. To get in, you need to be a couple, single men, vetoed, single women, welcome, and very, very well treated. And the dinner, the dinner. Before anything happens, there is a full dinner with a menu, selected wine, live music. People eat together, they talk, they laugh. It's almost as if sex were the dessert and not the main course. That changes everything, because what Les Chandelles did for 50 years was take swing out of the shadows and place it at the same table as gastronomy and the arts. In Paris, even transgression has good manners. And there is a story going around, unconfirmed of course, that famous politicians, actors, and writers have passed through there. Of course, I won't say any names, but if you knew, you would probably recognize at least one. Party number 4, Trapeze Club, New York, USA, New York, never sleeps. Everyone knows that. What not everyone knows is that on a Manhattan street, there is a club that operates every week with a waiting list, a privacy policy worthy of a banking contract, and a reputation that has spanned decades. The Trapeze, founded in 1979, yes, 45 years running, at the same address. It survived AIDS, 9/11s, the pandemic. This place has resilience. The setup is different. No fancy dinner. No velvet. It's more straight to the point, but not without rules. The rules are rigid. Consent is absolute law. Whoever breaks it, leaves. No discussion, and it's precisely that which creates safety, which makes people come back. The Trapeze has regulars of decades. Couples who went there when they were 30 and are still going at 60. A kind of community. In New York, you can find anything, but finding a place where people treat each other with absolute respect in the middle of the chaos, that's rare, even for New York. Party number 5, La Suite 101, Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona is a city that vibrates, Gadi and Sagrada, Familian, T, and LA Suite 101. This club is relatively new on the international scene, but it quickly earned a reputation. Latin sophistication. If Les Chandelles is French, cool, elegant, calculated. La Suite 101 is Spanish. Warmer, more spontaneous. With music that goes from flamenco to electronic without asking permission. The club is on a penthouse with a terrace, a view of the city lit up at night. European couples, tourists, Barcelonans. The mix is intentionally cosmopolitan, and there is something peculiar here. The entry rituals. You don't just show up and walk in. There is a formal reception, a conversation with someone from the team about expectations, about rules, about what you were looking for. Sounds like a job interview. A little, but it's exactly that which guarantees that, once inside, everyone is aligned. At La Suite 101, before any desire, there is dialogue. And that, unfortunately, is rarer than it should be. Party number 6, Colette's Club, Montreal, Canada, Montreal, the city that combines French elegance with North American freedom. And Colette's is exactly that, refined enough to impress you, relaxed enough to put you at ease, considered by many to be the best swing club in North America. Colette's has operated since 2001 at 2 simultaneous locations, one more intimate, another with a dance floor and a DJ. Yes, you read that right. A dance floor with a DJ with neon lights, with that nightclub energy that makes you want another drink and less responsibility. And there's one thing that Colette's does better than any other place on the list: themed events. Venetian Mask Night, Black and White Party, Tropical Night, Lingerie Night. Every week is a different experience, a different character. And when you think about it, that's almost what we look for at any party, isn't it? The chance to be someone a little different from who you are Monday through Friday. Only here, that difference goes just a little bit further. Party 7. Palácio Have Fantasies, São Paulo, Brazil. Hey, look who showed up on the list. Did you think this was only a European thing? São Paulo has one of the most frequented swing clubs in Latin America. And the name says it all: the Palace of Fantasies. Located in an upscale area of the city, the space mixes the style of European clubs with that Brazilian energy that is impossible to replicate abroad. There is live music, samba, electronic pagode, sometimes yes pagode, because Brazil doesn't give up what's its own, not even when exploring life. The crowd? Diverse, young couples of 25 exploring the relationship for the first time. Couples of 50 who have been together for decades and found this as a form of renewal. And there is something culturally interesting here. In Brazil, swing is less taboo than in the United States. Studies show that Brazil has one of the largest active swing communities in the world, proportionally. Not to mention that Brazilians talk about it more naturally, whether to defend it or to condemn it. It's as if we just can't keep pretending we aren't curious. You are, aren't you? Party number 8, the Hacienda Miami. USA Miami is already a city that lives on a tightrope between the legal and the excessive, between glamour and chaos, between the sun on the beaches and the lights of the clubs that never close. The Hacienda lives exactly on that tightrope. It operates as rotating events, no fixed address, announcements only by email list. The location is revealed 48 hours before. This creates something powerful. Anticipation. You don't know where it's going to be. You don't know exactly who will be there. And that controlled uncertainty is, in a sense, the product they sell. The event lasts one night. Pool, high-level electronic music, DJs known in the underground circuit, decor that evokes the Havana mansions of the 1950s, and the most unusual rule of all, the places on the list, phones sealed at the entrance in a numbered pouch. No camera, no record, no proof that you were ever there. Have you ever noticed how differently we act when we know we're not being filmed? Makes you think, doesn't it? Party number 9, Club Soto, Amsterdam, Holland. Amsterdam is the city that legalized what everyone does and no one admits: regulated prostitution, cannabis cafes, and swing clubs that pay taxes normally and are registered businesses like any other company. Club Soto is exactly that: a legal, structured business with registered employees, trained security, and a code of conduct that any tech company would love to have. What makes Soto different is the Dutch mentality: direct, no drama, no judgment. You walk in, the rules are written on the wall, literally, in 4 languages. There is no mystery about what is or isn't allowed, and that paradoxically creates an absurd atmosphere of trust, because when everything is clear, no one has to guess. And when no one has to guess, people feel safe to be who they are. The Netherlands discovered what many relationships have yet to learn: transparency doesn't kill desire, it sets it free. Party number 10, Landpervers, Brussels, Belgium. And we arrive at number 1, or rather, number 10, Landpervers in Brussels. The name is a pun. In French, l'an means the year, and perverse is, well, you already know. But what sets this club apart from all the others is not the decor, not the waiting list, not the impeccable dress code. It's the philosophy. L'an Perverse was founded with an unusual premise. Swing is a tool for self-knowledge. They offer, alongside the events, conversation circles, workshops on communication in relationships, active listening sessions between couples. Yes, a swing club with a nonviolent communication workshop. I needed a second to process that too. But it makes perfect sense. Because couples who practice swing successfully report, and there is research on this, from Indiana University and Western University in Canada, a level of communication far above average. They had to learn to say what they feel, to negotiate, to set limits, to respect those limits with absolute rigor. And then you start to think, how many traditional relationships would have survived if the people in them had had that same skill? L'an Perverse is not about licentiousness. It's about the most beautiful and most difficult paradox of all. You can only open yourself completely to another person when you already know who you are. So, we traveled together today. We passed through the sunny Jamaica of hedonism too, where 50 years of history prove that human desire does not age. We drank wine at Les Chandelles in Paris, where transgression wears fine clothes and good manners. We danced in Montreal, at Colette's, where fantasy has a fixed address and business hours. We discovered that São Paulo has its own palace, and that Brazilians never needed permission to be who they are. We explored the transparent coolness of Amsterdam, the feverish anticipation of Miami, the Viennese elegance of London, and we ended in Brussels, in a place where freedom does not oppose responsibility, where, surprisingly, boldness demands maturity. And here is the reflection I promised you at the beginning. Swing, for many people, goes against everything they were taught. Religion, morality, tradition. For another part of people, it is simply a choice made by adults who love each other and decided to redraw the boundaries of their relationship. Neither side is completely right, neither is completely wrong. But what these 10 places have in common, regardless of what you think of them morally, is this: clear rules, absolute consent, brutal communication. Ironically, what is missing in 80% of conventional relationships that end in betrayal, hurt, and silence? Maybe the problem isn't who goes to these parties. Maybe the problem is that we never learn to truly talk about what we want. If this video made you think, even if it was just to disagree with everything, leave a like here, because the like is not a sign of approval of the topic. It's a sign that you value content that makes you think differently. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now, because here we dive into subjects that the world would rather pretend don't exist. And comment down below, would you go? Have you been? Or never in your life? No judgment. This is a free zone. And also tell me, what subject do you want me to bring on the next video? You choose. I dive in. There is a line that a regular at Les Chandelles said in an anonymous interview to a French journalist. He said, "I didn't go to that party to find someone different. I went to discover who I am when no one is watching me."